Family, this is Kaku TV. As usual, your host, Senior Captain Sonny. Today, the episode is going to be dope as usual and it's going to be special. The virtue of parental authority. The virtue of parental authority. We've heard a lot about parental authority over our lives. But this time around, I'm going to go deep and deeper into it for you to know the importance of parental authority over your life. I'm going to show you that it is not in your good interest to dishonor your parent. It is not in your good interest to dishonor whom honor is due. Family, let's quickly look at what is parent. What is parent? A parent is a biological person. A parent is a biological person whose gamete resulted in a child, a male through the sperm and a female through an ovum. That is a parent. What is an authority? Authority is a legitimate power that a person has to enforce obedience, or that a person has, or what a person has to influence others. It is called authority. Authority simply means that the power to influence others. So what is parental authority? Parental authority simply means that the right and the responsibility of a parent towards their children, from their minute age to when they turn to adult. Now, in biblical point of view, I'm going to show you how parental authority has a link in the Bible. And I'm going to show you that most parents in the Bible defined and communicated the destiny of their children through their word. What has your parent said about you? Has your parent cursed you? Has your parent blesses you? We are going to fish it out. Now, it is not in your good interest to dishonor your parent. Bible says in Ephesians chapter 6 that it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, for this is the first commandment with a promise. So the only commandment with promise, the only commandment which has a promise attached to it is honoring. Without honoring, you cannot live long. You have a shorter life. So honoring is very important. And the kingdom of God is built based on principles and laws. Without the principles and laws, you can't achieve and you can't attain what you want to. You get it? So I'm taking you there in a very short time. It is dangerous to dishonor your parent. It means that you are laying and activating a curse in your life. Parents are supportive spiritual pillars in our life. We must cover their nakedness, their weakness, their loopholes, their flaws. You get it? We must honor our parents by giving them the assurance that we will not forsake them in their old age. Let's look at Psalm 71, verse number 9. Psalm 71, verse number 9. And now in my old age, don't set me aside. Don't abandon me when my strength is failing. David feared the combination of age and isolation, of being old and alone. So David was talking. He said, at my old age, do not forsake me. Do not abandon me. Now, in the old age of our parents, let's do our best not to forsake them. Let's do our best not to abandon them, as David said. Let's get closer to them. Let's love them. Let's show them some love. Let's honor them. Most importantly, let's honor them. Because through honor, we may activate their authority over our lives. Over our lives. Now let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse number 16. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse number 16. Honor your father and your mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you. So it's a command. It's a given command by God. It's a decree that the Lord has established, that we should honor our parents, we should honor our father and our mother. It's a command. There's no option. That the Lord your God has commanded you, that your days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with you on the land which the Lord your God has given you. So for you to succeed, for you to prosper, for you to attain the unattainable level, for you to be at the peak, You must honor your parent, honor your father and your mother. Bible says that, and it will go well with you. For you to become fruitful, you must honor them. So dishonoring will never take you to the peak. Dishonoring will never make you achieve your achievement. Dishonoring will never make you prosperous. So honor, so that the Lord your God will establish you in the land which He has given you. Honor your parent. The power of honoring. The power of honoring. Now, this particular word from God is a law and a principle, as I've already said, that every human being must obey, including God Himself. You see, one thing about God is that when He established a principle, when He established a law, He Himself obeyed the law. That is why He said, for He has exalted His word above even His name. So when God made a principle, He obeys it Himself. So now God did not say, despise your parent that do not cater for you. Despite your parent who did not show you some love. He did not say deny them. No, He said love them, no matter who they are, no matter how they treated you. He said love them. Love them. Honor them. Bible did not say honor those that cared for you. Honor those that provided for you. But instead He said honor your parent. There's no option. There's no alternative. Honor them, whether they took care of you, whether they didn't, whether they provided for you, whether they didn't. Whatever, you must care for them. You must honor them. You must give them their honor. They brought you to this world. Now, your parents could be great, they could be small, they could be rich, they could be poor, but the honor should be given them. The honor should be given to them. You get it? Why should we even honor our parents? It is because God has put in something virtue in them, that by the communication of their word, by the communication of their words, by the speakings or by the words in their mouth, our lives can be transformed. Our lives can be transformed by the word they speak into our lives. Let's look at Noah. Noah has 3 children. Noah has 3 children. We have the Ham, we have Shem, we have Japheth. Bible says that one day Noah got drunk and he went naked to his tent and slept. But Ham went to see the father nakedness. Bible says that when he saw the nakedness, he went to communicate it to the brothers. And then Bible says that the brothers took a cloth, went backwards to their tent and covered their father's nakedness. When their father woke up from his sleep, Bible says that he learned what Ham has done. What Ham has witnessed and has watched his nakedness. And what happened? Noah cursed Ham. I'm going to also give you a revelation about why God added Ham to the name of Abraham. Remember, Abraham was not called Abraham, he was called Abram. But why God added Ham to his name to become Abraham, I will show you. It's a revelation. But it is not given to you from above. You can. Now listen, when Noah woke up, he cursed the sun. Let's see what he says. In Genesis chapter 9, verse number 24, when Noah woke up from his sleep, he learned what Ham, his youngest son, had done. Then he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham. May Canaan be cursed. May he be the lowest of his servants to his relatives. So Noah cursed Ham. He cursed Ham. If you don't have insight about your parents, you can't honor them. You will see them as just mere men. You will see them as just a mere human being. But they carry something. At their old age, God gives them power to communicate something in our lives. You must honor them. Remember, Noah was a drunkard. But yet, the son Ham couldn't have revelation about the father. Therefore, went to see the nakedness of the father. The reason why Noah cursed Ham was that it will be easy for Ham to communicate this to the brothers or to their friends. It could be easy for him to expose the father. It is not in your good interest to expose your father's wickedness, as I said earlier, to expose his weakness. We must cover him. We must protect him. Not only him, both your mother and your father. you must protect your parents. You must protect them. So Noah was not safe. That is why when he waked up, he cursed Ham. He cursed Ham. You will miss your place of destiny if you don't have revelation about your parents. Submit to their authority and receive their blessings before they die. This also goes to those who live with their masters with contempt. This happened between Hagar and Sarah. You are serving a man, you are serving a master, you are serving a boss. You live with him with contempt. You don't respect him, you dishonor him. Remember, it was through honoring that Haman was hanged on his gallows. It was through honoring that Mordecai was promoted to be the prime minister. It is through honoring that Esther was made queen in place of Vashti. Now, honor your parents, honor your masters, honor your bosses, honor your mistresses. Now listen, Hagar, by God's grace, has given birth to Sarah, to Ishmael, and now he is treating his mistress. Now let's look at something. Now the mistress also treated him badly to the extent that he ran away from the house. And then when he went in the wilderness, he met an angel. Let's see what happened. Genesis chapter 16, verse 9. The angel of the Lord said to her, return to your mistress and submit to her authority. Then he added, I will give you more descendants than you can count. So honoring can make you great. Honoring can make your descendant great. Honoring can bring fruitfulness into your life. So the angel said, go back to your mistress and submit to her authority. 2 days, I will make your descendant great. I will make your descendant uncountable. Honoring. You must honor your masters. Honor your mistresses. Honor your parents. Genesis chapter, now you see Abraham gave birth to Ishmael and later gave birth to Isaac. But Isaac was the covenant player. He was the one that God has chosen. So Abraham called Isaac, he blessed him, and then he gave him his inheritance. You will see that in Genesis chapter 27, verse number 28. In Genesis chapter 25 rather, Abraham blessed Isaac and gave everything he owned to his son Isaac. And remember, Isaac also gave birth to Esau and Jacob. And Jacob became the covenant player. He became the chosen one. Now listen, it goes to a time that Isaac stole the blessing of Esau. And then Isaac blessed Esau. You could see that Isaac here in the book of, if you read the book of Genesis chapter 27, you realize that Isaac was not a responsible father. He was not a responsible husband. Because you have 2 children, you could have called both of them and blessed them, but you choose to bless one and leave the other. You get it? So he was living his life in some way that we don't even understand him. But when God chose Jacob, God chose him in the womb before he was even birthed. So what God has written can never be changed. But yet, Isaac couldn't live. He couldn't live as a husband and as a father to the parent and to the wife as well. Now listen, Genesis chapter 27, verse number 28. From the dew of heaven, this is when Jacob was receiving blessings from the father Isaac. The father couldn't discern that Jacob was really Jacob, that Esau has not yet come. You could see that Isaac was a glutton person. He loves food. So upon seeing the food, he could even detect that the skin is the skin of Esau, but the voice is the voice of Jacob. But yet he couldn't discern. Discernment. He couldn't discern. Yet he blessed Jacob. Let's see what he said. He said, from the dew of heaven and from the riches of the earth, may God always give you abundant harvest of grain and bountiful new wine. May many nations become your servant, and may they bow down to you. May you be the master over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. All who curses you will be cursed, and who blesses you will be blessed. So Isaac blessed Jacob. Isaac blessed Jacob twice. When he was leaving his father to his uncle Laban, he received the last blessing of his father. So Jacob left his father's house with just a staff and returned as a nation, the covenant player. Honor your parents, honor them, give them the honor, give them the reverence, give them the respect, love them. Such as an honor. Honor your parents. Now, looking at the few fathers I've mentioned, Abraham, looking at Noah, looking at Isaac, and looking at even Jacob, you could see their loopholes, you could see their weaknesses. So every father has a weakness, every mother has a weakness. They are not all perfect, but we must still honor them. That is why the Bible says, honor thy father and thy mother. You see, because we live with them, it is easily to take advantage of them. It is easy to become familiar with them and dishonor them. But it's not in your good interest to dishonor your parents. Honor them. Honor them. Looking at the few fathers I have mentioned, their names, you will see that they were not perfect. Looking at Abraham with a humanizing spirit. Abraham was a humanizer. He took Hagar, married her, have child with her. Now, looking at Isaac, irresponsible father, as I said, and a husband, and then a gluttony as well. He was a bad father. He was not able to blend both his children together. He showed that he loved one and he despised the other. Now, looking at Noah, he was a drunkard. You have no reason to accuse your father. You have no reason to dishonor your parent. It is not even in your good interest to become familiar with them. Familiarity will set you far from the blessings of your parent. Parent, no matter what they are, and no matter how they look, no matter where they stay, no matter how poor they are, they are still your parents, and you must give them their honor. You must still honor them. You must still honor them. Now, what is even honor? Honor is a seed, and the harvest it produces is access. So when you honor your parents, they give you access to life. They have experiences, they have gone through lives, so they impact your life. So parents have the ability and the agility and the capability to impact you. They have the grace to impact you. They will give you access. Honor, when you honor your boss, they give you access. So honor is a seed, and the harvest it produces access. Honor is the key that opens doors. That open doors. Doors that multiply your influence. Doors that multiply your relevance. The key that will open the door of the heart of your generation. So the key that will open the heart of your generation is in honoring. When you dishonor, you can't have this access. Now listen. The key that will open the door to the captain of industries is honor. All failure in life can be traced to dishonor. All, with no exemption, all failure in life can be traced with dishonor. Some despite, they denied their parents, their bosses, they couldn't descend to know that their bosses carry some graces, that they should submit to them and receive such honor and receive such graces. Honor them. Honor them. They couldn't see what their parents carry. They couldn't have revelation, personal revelation about their father, their parents. Therefore, they dishonored them. And they couldn't achieve anything in life. So all failures in life can be traced to dishonor. Dishonor. Now, dishonor to God, dishonor to men, and dishonor to principles. What then is honor? Honor is descending. Honor is the descending, the celebration. So honor is the descending, the celebration, and the rewarding of uniqueness, of usefulness, of excellence. So the fortitude of discernment, the fortitude to celebrate, the fortitude to reward a person for his uniqueness, for his value, for his excellence, that is communicated, is called honor. Now, Jacob has found his way to Egypt, living with his siblings. Jacob was living with the children when the son Joseph was the prime minister. Now I'm going to show you how Jacob defined the destinies of his children. It is in Genesis chapter 49. Jacob discerned and he communicated the destinies of his children. I'm going to take you there, and I'll show you in the next episode how he communicated the destinies. He showed them what they will become in the near future, in the days to come. He defined them by a word. The word of your parent contains power. It entails power. It has a virtue that will follow you. Honor your parent. Honor your parent. God bless you. This is Tokakus TV.
Please subscribe, like.